Welcome along to all of those schools and junior ambassadors joining us now. Thank you for being super prompt. I hope you've got your lunch there, tucking into your sandwiches whilst you wait. Just a reminder to pop your microphones on mute so that we can't hear the chatter all at once, confuse our brains.
You got it. Oh, try again.
There we go, sorted. But we had some amazing things shared last week, so I'm quite sure we'll be hearing from you all at some point during the session. Today's session is Words in Nature with Benjamin, who is here and ready and raring to go. But I'm just going to give it a couple more minutes just for a couple more schools to come online as they get their lunches and get themselves settled. Okay, so Brentry, you can hear me, but you can't see the video. So we'll just have to make sure that we're super clear with our explanations, and hopefully you can manage to work your way through it by being able to hear us. You might want to, if you want to try logging out and logging back in again, you never know. That's obviously the famous IT solution to everything. Oh, okay, you can see us, but we can't see you. Okie doke. Well, at least you get the experience, and then obviously please do use the chat to share anything. We might hopefully be able to hear you if anyone has anything that they want to share later on. Also, just for teachers and staff, just to let you know that the videos from previous sessions have been shared in the club space on the website. So if you've missed any of them, please log on and watch them and sharing them and complete the masterclasses just at a later date. That's absolutely fine by us. And I know that there's a couple of schools who've messaged us to say they've got super exciting events going on in school today, but this means they won't be able to log on to the masterclass, so they'll be able to do it on the video. So they'll be shared in the club space afterwards. I know that this time is so precious because you're all rushing to get your lunch and get things done and get back to your afternoon classes. So I don't want to hold us up too long. So I'll just add anyone who joins throughout the session and we will get started. Can I just say, first of all, Benjamin has helped to create this whole Junior Ambassador Masterclass program and the sessions that are running, and has put a lot of work into helping us prepare up until this point, but so far has not managed to come along to any of them. Obviously, there were James and Harry in the previous sessions. But we have shared how amazing your work has been. Your artwork, that was absolutely tremendous. The ideas and the creativity that was shared last week was honestly like blew us away. So I'm quite sure that Benjamin's going to be quite excited to hear all of the creative thoughts and talents that you guys have got going forward.
Absolutely, yeah, really excited.
Burlington, I see that you've lost sound. Please feel free to duck out and duck back in again to see if that works. Hopefully I can see Burlington there. Can you hear me? Give me a wave if you can hear us. No, still not. It might be a one to sign out. I will type that in the chat. Okay, so words in nature. Today you are going to be looking at how you can capture the beauty and the wonder of nature by using words, which will be turned into poetry in this session, and then Benjamin's going to develop that further with spoken word. So we're going to be looking at some of the different techniques that can be used to describe nature, because so many of you are so passionate about nature and trees and the world around you, and it's capturing that to share with others in the most effective way possible. So you're going to be using some of those techniques in your own writing. And we talked last week about sharing, creating, Benjamin, some kind of book or creation at the end of this to capture all of the artwork, all of the stories, all of the poetry that's been produced. So hopefully we'll be able to turn some of these wonderful words in nature into a published text of some sort.
That's really exciting.
So why words in nature? They are so important to help us share the message. And words are so incredibly powerful. And a number of you, when you were doing your artwork, you might not think of words as being linked to artwork, but when you were doing your collages with James, you cut out little words from magazines and newspapers, and you use those in your art because they were powerful words that communicated about nature. We did some of that with the characters we were creating in our stories last week. We created some emotive words that made us feel sorry and sympathy for our characters. And so this is going to be another way that we can use our words to communicate these messages and to really kind of reach our audience, our readers, stop them in their tracks and make them really listen to you and all of the wonderful things that you will share. Hi, St Andrews, I've seen you come on there. Welcome. Okay, so in fact, we've got a new junior ambassador in St Andrews. Welcome. Hello. Welcome to your first masterclass, and hopefully you can catch up on some of the other ones on the video. So I'm going to hand over to Benjamin, who is our senior ambassador, our very talented ambassador who's worked with us for a while now, and who some of you might have actually met and might have actually heard from a little bit in the past. But Benjamin, do you want to introduce who you are and your talent and expertise?
Of course. Thank you, Katie. Hi, guys. How are we? Is everyone okay? Can I have a thumbs up for everyone? If we're okay, we're good. You can hear me. You can see me. Okay, now, can you put your hands up if I've been to your school? I've done many tours with the Tree Council over the last couple of years. Yeah, so we've got St Andrews, yeah. So I reckon that's 50% of the people who's on camera. I'm not sure about the 2 which aren't, but good to see you. No need for a thumbs down. No need for a thumbs down. It's fine. Let's stick with a thumbs up.
I might be planning more visits in the future, that Benjamin, possibly.
We'll be planning more visits. Absolutely, yeah. That targeted. Mila, is that Claire Jones's camera? Mila? Yeah. Hey. So Mila, I just want to say before we start, I remember recording Mila's poem that we created. So we did an in-person masterclass in Liverpool. And honestly, Mila's poem's brilliant. We're actually using it as a part of our exhibition soundscape. So yeah, really excited about that. So that's a bit of a disclosure, okay? Keep it to yourselves. But yeah, Mila, you're going to be on the official soundscape as one of the first voices. So you've already created a brilliant poem. So we're only going to add to that today. Guys, firstly, before I start, can I have at least one person on your camera share with me what you've done in previous masterclasses if you've been in them? So just a line, a couple of lines. I can mute, and if Katie can unmute. So let's go with Claire Jones. Should we go with Mila first, maybe? Mila's group. If you can unmute yourselves. I'd really love to hear them.
Well, we've done artwork with James.
Okay.
We did like the trees. We did our own portrait of that and covered on the picture.
Amazing. Brilliant, guys. So next, let's go with Claire Thompson's group, the guys in that. So if you could unmute yourself. No worries if we can't, if that's a bit logistically difficult, no worries at all. Just while they're waiting, Matthew Clark's group, would you like to share what you've done? The group, yeah. Should we go with Matthew Clark's group first? Hey guys, would you like to share some of what you've done in previous masterclasses, if that's possible?
Share what you've done in previous masterclasses.
So we made a story last week.
Yeah.
And I kind of rhymed it. So it goes like this. This is a story of the end of my forest. My name is Forest, and in my tree there is a bee. His name is Barnaby. So as far as the eye can see, a sunny bay had a man called Dave. He thought he needed to say that Forest needs to say good day. That wood might be useful one day. So he got his axe and went on his way. This is the last time these trees got in my way today. He raised his axe, but before he could hit the tree like a baseball bat, Forest said, "Stop that." The end.
Wow. Round of applause, everyone. That was brilliant, wasn't it? How good was that? That's amazing. We'll have a few more people share because I'm a bit conscious of time, but I really do want to hear them. That was amazing. Well done. Could we have one of the other groups share? Just one, maybe one or two more.
We've got Amy Gray's group, who I think are ready to read.
Yeah.
So previously we have done some writing, like some stories, and we've also done some art on drawing like trees and stuff.
Okay. Okay.
Do you want to read a section of your story out?
I don't have my book in today, but one of my friends does.
Oh, okay.
I fluttered down and came back. I fluttered down and landed on the dry ground. What used to be a beautiful forest is now barren, empty, full of sadness and sorrow, just like me. I'm happy.
Oh, do you know what? I love the personal element to that. It's being honest, which is really important in poetry and spoken word. To be honest with your writing, that's really important. Your feelings are important, regardless whether they're happy or sad in the moment. We all have a bad time, and actually relating that back to the object, being nature in this form, is actually brilliant, honestly. You've almost stepped above what I expected in that, and I've got high expectations, so very impressed with that. Should we have one more, and then I'm going to crack on, because I'm loving these. I don't know about you, Katie. These are brilliant.
Honestly, like I said, we were blown away last week, so it's amazing to hear. Have we got any schools? I know that we've got, I think, St Andrews. We've got one more who would like to share there.
Yeah, we've got another one. Would like to read a poem. Zoe's got a poem, and Isabella, what did you want to read? All right, you're putting your hand up for Zoe. Okay. And then Zoe.
So I made a poem for today. The ocean is waving, the pollution is increasing, the fish are dying, the world is ending. The world needs to be fixed, the litter and fish are getting mixed. We all could help if we get a litter pick. The world needs you, look us too, the world says boo.
Absolutely brilliant, honestly. Another round of applause.
I loved how that also had tips for things we can do to help. I love that. That was
practical things. Absolutely. These days that poetry can't be practical as well. Honestly, intertwining the two is brilliant.
We've just got one more to show you by Joseph, who joined us, and this is what he's done at home. Let's see if we can find it. It's all about deforestation.
Oh, look at that. Absolutely brilliant.
And that was before his first masterclass as well. That is impressive, Joseph. Well done.
We're dealing with some talented young people here.
He's a poet, is Joseph. It's one of his passions. So I think when we get to share at the end, it would be lovely to see if we've got something written down in the session that we might be able to share.
Were you guys on the recording? Did I do recordings with you guys? I seem to remember I may have when I went to your school, right?
You did, yeah.
Yeah. So you'll be on the soundscape as well, which is really interesting to be in the exhibition. Anyway, let's get into it. Guys, just want to say that was amazing. Honestly, you blew my socks away. I had high expectations, and now they're there. So honestly, you blew me out the water. Thank you so much. Intelligent, articulate, creative, and beautifully written. So well done. Okay, so let's get into it. So my name is Benjamin Haycock. A few of you know me who have been in the schools with you. I'm a musician, singer-songwriter, worked with the Tree Council in various capacities now for quite a few years. I've done a song for the Tree Council, I've did a soundscape, a film, a lot of creative things working with the likes of Richard and Katie, etc. So hopefully I can input a lot of my skills in terms of songwriting and poetry writing and spoken word, and we can have this as well as my second masterclass to develop your skills even further in the spoken word and poetry aspect. So next slide, please, Katie. Okay, so this is a quick demo. I'm going to do a demo later, and there's a reason why, because it's more spoken word. George the poet, fantastic spoken word artist, absolutely brilliant music artist as well. You may know him, may not. He's from London. I've met him a few times. He's amazing. This is a 1-minute piece. We're just going to show. If you can't hear at all, please do say in the chat. But just really listen to what he's saying, how he builds up his poetry, how his articulation matters in terms of spoken word, which we'll get to at the end. But focus on the words for now rather than how he says it, okay?
I am the natural world. It serves my needs, my words, my deeds. I'm a part of nature, like the birds and bees, like the ferns, the seeds, the dirt, the trees. We complement each other perfectly, giving each other balance and certainty. Just look around. There's life everywhere. The sky, the earth, the sea. Ain't it crazy how we're connected? Don't you think it's cool how we're linked? The one thing we all have in common is life. Let's not fall out of sync. Let's celebrate nature in our day-to-day, at home, at work, and how we talk, how we think. It starts with recognizing we're part of it all. Nature's reaching out. Let's answer the call.
Benjamin, you're just on mute at the minute.
What I said was just brilliant, okay? So you just I'm only joking. So that video, okay, it's all about the simplicity of it, okay? So don't try and get caught up in how he said it necessarily at this point, but your words are as complex as his, and they're as beautiful as his, what you've already wrote, right? So in this session, and thereby after, you can already do it. So it's not something that we're saying, this is a guy who is famous around the world, around the UK, right? I've been listening to the guy since I was 15, and you're already writing as complex poetry and spoken word that's as personal as him. So I just wanted to show you that as encouragement. You don't have to necessarily make it always complex. You don't have to make it wordy. You can just be honest and personal, because then people will listen, whether it's songwriting or writing in general. So before we go on to the specifics and a bit more detail, really do make it as honest and personable from your heart, okay? From your own feelings, because that will really resonate with people listening, okay? So the starter off the back of that is, please, really quickly, list up to 5 wonders of nature. So these can be objects, ideas, places, phenomenons that you think are truly amazing and magical, okay? So I'll give you, let's say, a minute, write 5 things about nature, could be any of the above things. Go.
And this links in well with what Benjamin said about making it personal. Things that really you find beautiful, fascinating, interesting, that really catch your eye, that are special to you.
Okay, let's go 30 more seconds. Okay, so has anyone got their 5 things already? Put your hand up if you have. Okay, Amy Gray's group, I believe. I can't see the person in the camera, but I see a hand. Share.
Okay, we've got waterfalls, trees, bees, humans, seas, and animals.
Amazing. Brilliant. Well done. Anyone else put their hand up?
And if your microphone's not working, feel free to share it in the chat.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Anyone else? Even if you've got a few, it doesn't necessarily have to be 5 at this point. It's a few. You can work on the 5 later, even if it's just 2 or 3. That's absolutely fine.
Can I share some of mine?
Yeah.
I would say seeds would be one of mine. Tree seeds or plant seeds, any seeds. Sunsets.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyone?
Okay, let's have, we've got in the chat from Sarah Fennell's group, we've got northern lights, forests, life, flowers, and coral reefs. Amazing. Completely agree. Most of them would be mine, to be fair. Okay, yeah, Claire Thompson's group. Just unmute yourself, please.
Go on, Zoe.
Trees, bees, seeds, and songs.
I love how 4 of those rhymed as well. That's brilliant. You're already a poet already. Great. By the way, it's worth noting that poems don't necessarily have to rhyme, okay?
Joseph's got some as well.
Beautiful
Okay.
and wonderful, great animals, the sounds, flowers and plants, the beautiful trees.
Oh, amazing. There's lots of really interesting words there. Brilliant. Anyone else? Just quickly, one more. Let's say Matthew Clark's group. Can you speak, or are you I know you're muted. I don't think we can hear you. Maybe just put in the chat. No, no worries. That's fine. Do you want to maybe put some in the chat, Matthew? Just quickly. Anyone else want to share before we move on, guys? What about, yeah, Mila, do you want to share? Claire, if you can unmute.
Well, I've only done 4.
That's fine. That's fine.
Freedom, freshness, wildlife, and oxygen.
Oh, brilliant. Amazing. Okay, so we're going to move on. I'm very aware of the time. So you've got these words, right? The reason why they're important is they're from you. I'm not getting you to say anything. Kate's not getting you to say anything. Your teacher's not getting you to say anything. Those are things that you love, that you've just thought about for a second and thought, in the natural world, what do I love? What things are really important to me? And what that does is it creates passion. You're now passionate to actually write about those things, right? If it was something you don't necessarily want to write about, it becomes a task. But now we can have some fun with it. So off the back of that, we're going to develop some imagery. Okay, so what words can you use to describe it, firstly? Secondly, how does it move? Okay, so that may seem a bit nonsensical at first, but think about the way trees move. Think about the way the waves move, or perhaps the wind flows through the mountain. So I've just had one word in there, flows is a good one. Okay, and 3, how does it make you feel? So with those words, I'll give you another minute or 2. Just try and be as creative as possible. Be honest, okay? Matthew Clark, bees are wonders of nature. Brilliant. I love that. Amazing. Any others? Acorns, brilliant one. So just try and be creative with it. Try and describe the words firstly. How does it move? How does it make you feel? Okay? Write a line or 2. Doesn't have to be complex. You're not writing an essay or anything, okay? A few lines and then we'll share a few. Once you've got a line or 2, please put your hand up. We don't have to all stop at the same time. We can share. Claire Thompson, are you putting your hand up? Put your thumb up if you are.
It makes me feel calm and happy. My words that I want to describe it is beautiful and nice, and it moves like the nature.
Brilliant, brilliant. So you've got a really good foundation there for what we're going to do in a minute, which is potentially create a poem out of it. Yes, you can share Claire Thompson's group as well. One more.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful. The way the tree moves is graceful, and it makes me feel happiness.
What was the middle line of that again?
Beautiful, graceful, and happiness.
Graceful, is that the word? Graceful?
Yeah.
Fantastic word. Love that. That's brilliant. Put them in the chat. So Charlie, spiders, I like that. So how do spiders make you feel, right? Because my other half upstairs, the minute I say spiders, wants to run. And every given cost, she won't go in the house if spiders are there. So how does it make you feel? Hopefully more positive than that. Who else wants to share? Should we have a couple more? Yeah, Claire Thompson's group.
Okay. Animals make me feel all calm. They're beautiful and they move freely. And they also have a tiny bit stealthy.
Amazing. Stealthy.
And stuff.
Oh, brilliant. I love that. Bees dance from flower to flower, Matthew Clark. Wow. Can I use that for a song? That is brilliant. Well done, guys. Amy Gray's group, would you like to share? Even if it's a few things around the words that you picked, yeah?
I put spiders, they walk a bit and they make me happy, and how I describe it is hairy and cute.
Amazing. Can I ask you a question? So you say that the spiders walk, right?
Yeah.
So how do they walk?
They stride.
They stride, okay. And is a stride, is it quick? Is it labored? Is it slow?
Quick.
Is it quick? Okay, so you see how you're kind of developing the word. So you've got the one word and you're breaking that word down, okay? So a tree moves, right? Or a spider in your case runs or walks. Then you break that down and you're like, how does it walk? Yeah? So is it soft? Is it quick? Does it rush? And you've got about 5 or 6 words out of that. And that's how poetry and creative writing can be inbuilt within such a simple word, words of nature. And then you can really be creative with it and try and break down that word. Okay, that's brilliant. Should we have one more, and then we're gonna.
Okay, can I have one of our students has written the northern lights swerving, darting, dancing across the sky, filling me with hope, light and joy for the future.
Beautiful. Sarah Fennell's group, well done. That is amazing. Okay, and I see, Sarah, you've also got tree swaying to and fro, as well as...
Yeah, that was one of our other students.
Brilliant. And then Matthew Clark just put in the chat, the plants bow down their leaves as they let go of their raindrops. Brilliant. So there's so much you can do with that. So when you're writing your poem later and thereafter, just think about that. Okay, so we've got the one word and then we're breaking it down. More about that is now. So we're going to do an acrostic word. So if Rachel, yeah, there we go. So we've got 2 words, okay, and I want you to do 2 different things, okay? We're going to try and plow through this a bit quicker, but I want to really explain the process of it. So the same thing. So with nature, limit is 2 words, okay? So you can do natural world, for instance, with N, or you can do, for A, you can do animals, for instance, okay? With the tree, I want you to be a bit more creative. So a bit like you've been doing, just one-liners. Just think about that. It doesn't necessarily have to rhyme. If you want it to, you can. But yeah, it's just a simple thing to do to actually bring out those words, okay? So we've got simplistic, so right as I'm speaking, by all means, you've got this simplistic nature with 1 or 2 words of thinking, okay, I need a word in this bracket, which is a lot about poetry as well. And then the tree's breaking that down more into a sentence or a line, okay? So go now, give you another minute, and then we're gonna...
what is this the same subject that we chose before?
In regards to nature, yes and no. You come up with different words this time, so it's not...
It could be anything.
You love, yeah, but regarding nature, of course.
About nature, okay, perfect.
Yeah, about nature, and hopefully the tree is about trees. That's the plan. So yeah, just a couple of minutes on that, if that's okay. The idea with all of this is you build so much content that then you can create a serious poem to be created into then a spoken word. That's the idea. So we're building foundations here, which you've already got excellent foundations. So it's just ironing a few things out and hopefully building on your creativity that you've always got in abundance. So by all means, once you've done it, put your hand up and then we'll share. I'll give you a minute for this one. Acrostics are good. I mean, they can be a bit tricky sometimes. I think they're easier when you don't have the limit, but I just kind of want you to think about words. The whole idea with acrostics is you've got a limitation there, right? So usually with your creative writing, there's no real limitation unless you're writing a poem. Then you've got a rhyming poem or a rap or something, and then you've got to actually rhyme it. Acrostic poem, it gives you that extra challenge of actually being able to, you have to use the first letter, right? So you have to make sure that you find a word that matches the theme or the subject, as well as starting with that letter. So it's quite a creative one.
Well, they don't necessarily have to read out as a sentence, do they, Benjamin? Can they just be random words if they're struggling to fit some of them in?
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, we've only got a minute on this, so it's asking probably a lot in a minute. However, this is something you can take away with you. If I go to the next slide, Katie, I can give you some of my very simple suggestions that I had. So natural world, animals, trees, unique landscapes, reeds, and environment, okay? So just words related to that theme. And then we've got slightly almost to a next level. So with the trees, we've got towering above us, reaching for the sky, Earth's great protector, enchanting our minds. Okay, so it's a bit of a rhyme there, quite a simple one. If anyone's got anything kind of similar, yes, would you like to share it, Claire Thompson's group?
Okay.
Neutral, amazing ants, trees, understanding outdoors, reaching out, enjoying.
Brilliant, amazing, amazing.
Enduring, I love that word.
Brilliant word, brilliant word.
For mine, I put
Yeah.
done natural Wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
Natural, another place, the trees, utterly fantastic, right place and easy.
Oh, amazing. I love that. So good. Yes, we have Claire Jones. Did you just put your hand up? I was flicking through the. Yeah. Claire's group. Yeah, Mila.
Yeah, here we go. Go on, Annie, you can have a go.
Yeah, sure.
Go on.
Nature, air, wait.
What?
Nature, air, trees, unique life, reads, experience.
Well done. That's amazing. Amazing. Has anyone got any for tree?
For what? Tree?
Or the second one. So we've got nature. So the second one, which is tree. So the first one's the word is nature. Second is tree. And just a bit of a sentence or a line or something. If we've got anything with that, just quickly before we move on. And if not, we can work on that in your own time. That's absolutely fine. Matthew, by all means, put it in the chat. Does it have to be nature, trees? Yeah, that's the idea. So it's kind of limiting your idea. It's like when you're writing a poem, for instance, or it can be a rap. So, for instance, I'll give you an example why this is actually quite important. If you get like a commission in your poetry careers, maybe in the future, if you get commissioned for a poem or something, it could be specifically at one subject or one theme or one object. So once I had to write a poem about time, and everything had to be related to time. So this is a really good activity to develop those skills. Joseph, Claire's group, would you like to share? I'm sorry if I'm missing anyone.
This is what I've got for trees. The animals reaching to the trees everywhere. Everyone loves nature.
Brilliant, brilliant. Claire, would you like to share yours? Just put in the chat. Got one?
Yeah, we've got touching the sky, reaching up, evolving Earth's God.
Amazing, amazing. I love that. That's brilliant.
It's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, crack on. Share yours as well. Claire's group, if you want to, the others in your group, if you want to share, you just put your hand up. Claire Jones, that is. There's two Claires, just realised.
Yeah, go on. Go on, Annie.
Tree, bright night, environment, existence.
Amazing. Okay, so yes, let's go with Amy Gray's group. Yep, Amy Gray's group. You got to unmute yourself. Yep.
Okay, towering over everyone, reaching the sky, every breeze changes it, every year it grows.
Okay, let's finish with, okay, so Sarah Fennell's got Northern Lights, Animals, True Beauty. Brilliant. Okay, Claire Thompson's just to finish and then we'll move on.
Ending our world, right place, everywhere, ending pollution.
Brilliant. Okay, so we're going to move on, guys. We'll go to the next slide. But just one more thing about that. It's a really good activity. So if you want to write a poem or a bit of creative writing about one specific subject or a theme, acrostic poems are a great way to get your head into that zone, to create as many words and related words as possible, and then also lines and poems if you're more creative with it, like we did in the second one. Brilliant. So
I'm loving also watching Brentry's emerge in the chat as we're going through letter by letter. It's for me on my on the edge of my seat.
Yeah. That's it. Okay, so this is one of the last slides before I give a bit of an example of one of the poems that I wrote yesterday. A bit like yourselves, wrote it off the back of talking about this environmental conservation. Sorry, I'm just getting, so I'll just say Sarah's, so Northern Light, Animals, True Beauty, Unbelievable, Roots and Environmental Conservation. Brilliant, amazing. Okay, so metaphors. We're just going to deal with this really quickly. I suspect you all kind of know what a metaphor is. Put your hands up if you do. Yeah, let's go with Claire Thompson's group initially. What is a metaphor? And can you give me an example? That'll be really good.
Example of what? Nope.
Well, just what it is. You
Okay.
We describe something to say like, it's raining cats and dogs. It's a metaphor. It's not actually raining cats and dogs. You just say it to say it's raining outside to just brighten it up.
Exactly. Brilliant. That's a perfect explanation. I need not say any more. Too much anyway. Essentially, like Claire Thompson's group said, you have a subject and you can write about anything in terms of descriptive language, but you don't have to necessarily just say it's that. So you can utilize another object, or you can be talking about something entirely different. We don't have time to play it, but there's a brilliant song that I like my favorite artist called, one of my favorite artists called Michael Wright, is called The Pen. And throughout the song, he's talking about a pen, but he actually doesn't say the word once. He describes about the ancient Egyptians, politics, history, religion, within a 2-minute piece that actually doesn't talk about a pen, but he's really talking about a pen. So the creativity with your words that we've just done, with the acrostic poem, with your spoken elements that you've said, as well as the metaphors. Now, if we go to the next slide, Katie. Now what we're going to do, and I'm going to give you a bit of time to start on this, we're going to have your mission, okay? I will probably do my piece, Katie, in about 10 minutes. What's the time now? So it's 25 to, so I'll do it just before the end, if that's all right, instead of now. And I just want you to now develop the start of your poem. So the next masterclass after this, which is going to be in a couple months' time, is going to be spoken word. So the whole idea is you're going to be building or writing your poem or piece of writing that you're going to do a speech about, okay? That you're going to do a spoken word about. And we're going to be doing the second masterclass, which is all about projecting your vocals and adding dynamics, etc., etc. So if you can just start utilizing all the skills that we've talked about, as well as maybe some of your previous material that you've wrote, and start working on something that you can share at the end of this, okay? And I'll give you a few minutes on that, just to start it, just to come up with something. And then I'm going to reveal just a bit of what I wrote yesterday off the back of this kind of thing, specifically talking about trees. So give you a couple of minutes on that, if that's okay, Katie.
And Benjamin, are you looking for an acrostic, or can it be anything at all?
No, not at all. So this, guys, just for clarification, is either a spoken word piece that you're going to do in the next session. This can be a poem. This can be a paragraph. This can be a few lines. It doesn't matter. I just want to know, ideally utilising all the components that we've talked about. So using metaphors, using the acrostic, themed, using the creative writing, using your favourite objects in nature, etc. And the describing words that you created alongside that, how it moves, how it feels, etc. So if you could start on that now, that'll be brilliant. I'll give you a couple of minutes. I will then share mine and then tell you a bit more about the next masterclass, and then we should be finished. So, but I really am very excited about hearing a few of your words before we go.
And we've had some wonderful examples shared already, and it's absolutely acceptable to, if you heard a word that kind of hit home with you, seemed like a really good word to choose, you might be able to fit someone else's into your poem, because we all do look to others for inspiration and for ideas, and
of course,
it's completely.
And I think also, if you've already wrote something that's really great, which you already have, just build on it. You know, you don't necessarily have to change it or write something new. Just build on that. And now you've got a deeper understanding of more of the fundamentals of what you need to do. You can add to what you've got. I'll give you a couple of minutes on that, okay? And then we'll start sharing some.
One day I wonder if we're going to get one about a dandelion, because I keep looking at this slide every time and thinking, wondering if it's going to inspire anyone.
You have to do one, Katie.
Do you think? Should I do one about a dandelion? I think maybe
That's
I'll have to.
mission.
I might have to share it at the next masterclass.
Spoken word piece from Katie, and that's your mission, dandelion.
I will accept the challenge.
Okay.
We've got one ready, Benjamin, from
Joe. Let's start sharing, guys. Let's start sharing. Let's go.
Nature is the best. It is like an amazing quest, planting new trees and plants. This is nature at the first glance.
Wow. Joseph, that's brilliant. Genuinely. Absolutely brilliant. So the whole idea, Joseph, build on that, okay? So between now and May, which is the next masterclass, a spoken word masterclass, we're going to now make it into more of a speech and a spoken word. So you can speak in front of potentially hundreds of people, right? In front of your school friends, in front of people on Zoom, on stage one day maybe. This is what it's all about, okay? So write more to that, okay? So in your own time, write more to that, build on it using all these creative tools, push yourself as much as possible with it, try and be creative, go out of your box, and yeah, keep building. That's brilliant. Anyone else? By the way, you can always, because it's not necessarily spoken word, this one, you can put it in the chat as well. That's absolutely fine for those who can't speak within the call. That's absolutely fine. Do put your hands up if you're ready to share. couple of things.
Can I just say everyone's been so amazingly brave in terms of kind
Oh.
of sharing and reading things out. I think in the first masterclass we had a few who didn't really want to or didn't want to turn their cameras on, and as we just go in, the confidence building and everyone's sharing so widely, it's wonderful.
Amazing, guys. Well
It
done.
inspires me. I'm taking ideas for my poem about my dandelion.
Yeah. Okay, let's have a few shares because we're limited on time. We finish at 1:45, don't we, Katie? Just to
Yes, yeah.
So I've only got probably time for a couple. Then I'm going to do my own poem that I wrote yesterday about trees.
If we don't have any more now, it might be we might be ready for yours. And can I get any last minute ones in?
Yeah, that's fine. Can anyone just put their hand up if they want to share a bit of their piece? It's probably the last opportunity, even if it's not finished. The whole idea now is just a section of it. Yes, Claire Thompson's group, if you want to share, by all means put some in the chat as well. I'd love to see them.
Trees, trees, tall and brown and green. It's like you're looking at a TV screen. Plant more trees, please, oh please. It's slipping away like the cold breeze.
Amazing, well done. Honestly, brilliant. Keep working on it. Keep adding to it. Create something that hopefully is twice as long by the time I next see you. It brings out all the passion in that spoken word masterclass. Okay, Amy Gray's group, put your hands up.
We're Brentry here. Oscar's made us start on his, if he could share his.
Yeah, of course.
Nature, beautiful, luscious, running, nesting, eating, swaying to and fro. Nature.
Amazing. So you've got that big word, which is nature, okay, and then you're working around it. Brilliant. Amy Gray's group, would you like to share?
Share. Moving over and under through the caves, nothing holding it back. Tall it will stand, intimidating all around, and it will never fall down. It will live on together, nothing holding it back.
Amazing. I absolutely love that, honestly. These are impressing me so much, guys. Anyone else? Okay. Joseph, you've already shared, so please do hold what you've got, and the next masterclass then share, okay? And I want it with absolute, hopefully it's twice as long, and it can't be more brilliant, to be honest, but I want you to be more, tell you what, before I say that, we'll deal with that in the next masterclass.
Have we got time for one final one in Amy's group? Because I can see
Let's have one final one in Amy's group, and then I will share, and then we'll finish.
When did it finish?
So I've got another one for tree.
Okay.
The Tree Council, ready to take action. Environment matters. Even helping plant a tree is one huge step.
Brilliant. That's amazing. Okay, guys. So I just want to give Mila's group an opportunity. So Claire Jones's group, just before, because I know you had your hand up a minute ago.
What are we reading? Emma, do you want to do yours?
What am I doing?
Yeah, read your poem, but nice and loud. Go on, now.
Bees love the trees. They have their hives and their lives. I see the northern lights, then the next day is sunlight. The leaves fall down in autumn time, but before that the flowers shine. Nature brings us together, so it's now or never.
Oh, amazing. Brilliant. I love that. I'd love to record that, actually. Can't do everything. Okay, so I am going to say, if everyone can give each other a round of applause really quickly, because you're all amazing. Honestly, I am well impressed. I'm so impressed, it's ridiculous. I am going to just say a few things about the next masterclass and give you an example really quickly, because we're very short on time. We've got 1 minute. Okay, so next masterclass is the poems, the pieces of writing, the creative writing. And the next masterclass we go into. If you could not play that, Kate, thank you. If we could, then in the next masterclass, work on the way you're actually speaking these words in front of people. So the dynamics in the expression. I think we spoke about it for the few people who I've been to schools when I've done masterclasses. You can project your voice. You can reel people in, okay? You can take people in different directions with your spoken word and in a speech. That actually is quite fascinating, okay? So I'll give you a quick example of what we're going to do. So this is what I wrote yesterday. I'll just give you a quick example and then we'll probably finish. We're absolutely shy on time now, okay? So if I do this. Okay, so everyone hear me? Everyone good? Okay, so ever since a child, I've been fascinated by the wonder of trees, their root systems and their complexity that functions for me. The mycorrhizal network, a subterranean feed, and forest communicating under the ground beneath our feet. Treescapes that can late us. Look around and you'll all see these extraordinary organisms that produce the air that we breathe, so pivotal for the animals and insects that inhabit, that they're home to more wildlife than any other landscape on this planet. A seed planted in the ground will grow to captivate and flourish, cultivating life so that every living thing can flourish. Carbon sequestration for every nation on this earth. Trees capture CO2 and air pollution that's dispersed. Biodiversity flourishes, the more trees will only serve. They protect against the floods and call our cities, let's preserve, and change the narrative to a positive togetherness and curve humanity and breathe again for our futures in these words. Okay, so I try to showcase a lot of that and that. So did you get it? I amplified my voice in certain sections, brought it down, took you on a bit of a journey, and that's what I'm going to do in the next masterclass, so that every single word that you utter is being heard and it makes people listen. Well done, guys.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Benjamin. And it is a wonder to be able to hear you performing your own poem that you wrote just yesterday. So truly inspirational for us. Thank you. I echo, yeah, Brentry. Wow, it really was. So you can see how amazing all of these words are, all of these messages that you've been creating today and in previous sessions are building up, and Benjamin's going to help us turn those into those powerful spoken words that really grab our attention, that really make us want to listen and really hit home. So once again, junior ambassadors, you have been absolutely amazing and truly inspirational. I've seen some of you recently, St Andrews, I've managed to pop in there this week, and honestly, hearing you in school talking about all of the things you've been doing, there is a real reason that you guys have been selected as junior ambassadors. You are a true force for nature, and you honestly do really inspire us. So well done. We can't wait to see some of the finished pieces that you're writing now. Please do send them in, share them with us, give us a taster of what we're going to hear in those spoken word sessions when Benjamin helps us deliver them. Okay, it's been fabulous seeing you. Any questions, any work, any missions that you want to share with us, please do use that school's email address or send them across to us. And once again, a huge thank you from us.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye.
Did you
Bye.
See you later.
just to check, did you, because we had no internet for the last masterclass, you can catch it up, did you say, on the club space?
Yeah, it's all in the club space now. So the club space is rejigged a little bit. There's the lesson resources at the top, and then underneath that there's videos of webinars, so you can find it in there. But I did send an email this morning with a link to the YouTube as well, in case that's easier to find quickly. But they're all going to be on the club space.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks very much. Thank you.
No problem.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.